Hello everyone. So today we have got this beautiful card to explore by Mary Magdalene. If you see, I don't know if you can see properly, but this is the Queen of the Sun, the goddess Isis. And what the card says is, nothing is lost that cannot be found. Um, yeah, so I just believe like Mary Magdalene is prompting us to explore the things we believe that we have lost in this lifetime and know that what we have lost, it seems we are perceiving at the moment as if it's been lost. But what has really happened is it has changed its form, it has transformed, but it's still there. So we still have it or can find it as long as we can accept its transformation. And to be honest, like it's a call for all of us to just ask ourselves, what is it that we have lost in our lifetime? And it's like a working video as well. So I would really like you to like pause for a moment and just check with yourself, like what comes up when you hear the word loss. Because what comes up for me is my mom. Like I lost her around 13 years back. But I did find her, like, and what I mean to say is that like when I started working on my inner voice, on hearing my inner voice, on intuition, and I wasn't even actually trying so much. Like I was just exploring myself, reconnecting with myself, and like meditating and following what bring me joy and everything. And it was just like one day when I was in the morning meditating or like doing something, or I was reflecting or writing down whatever I was feeling, I just felt as if my mom, she said to me that I know everything that you have ever wanted to tell me. And I was like, oh my God, like I wasn't even thinking about my mom, like what is this? And I was like, I had, so this knowing was so strong that I just knew that it's her. So yeah, so I really want to touch on that. Like if you are someone who has lost a loved one, and I totally understand, like I see you, I hear you, I feel you, like how hard it can be. But what from what I have learned and from what I have experienced, and at the moment, like I've spoken to a lot of loved ones who have passed away, for like a lot of people, and my mom as well. And I just want to share like a really quick, interesting story. So one day I was having this like I was tapping into someone's past loved one, and this lady, I met her for the first time. She didn't tell me like who she wanted to connect to, and I just started connecting to the person who was coming up for her. And I said to her that I felt this loved one who's trying to connect with you is your daughter, and like who has passed, and she is showing me a red flower, and she's showing me her heart area, so possibly must have passed due to like a heart condition or something. And there was like a couple of more things that I mentioned to her what I felt, and that lady was like, oh my God, yes, like I didn't even tell you, but I wanted like my daughter, she passed away when she was in her 30s. Or that was another thing that I said, that this person like that I was seeing showed me like how her young version as well as her old version. So I was kind of thinking probably she was really young when she passed away, but she was kind of really matured, like quite mature for her age or something. And she said yes, like she passed away when she was in 30s, and she passed away due to a heart condition. And the red flower is very key in those moments as well, because that is the flower, like rose, red rose she had while passing away. She had it with her because she loved flowers. So she had it with her for the whole time while she was in bed. She was in the hospital. Yeah, so like basically, so what happens is when our loved one pass away, right? It's a fact that yes, we do lose them in the physical reality. In the physical reality, they are no more. But what has really happened is that they have transformed from physical reality to the energetic reality. It does not mean that they are not here anymore. They are here, but they have just transformed. And the moment we accept their transformation, the moment we know that they have transitioned to another state, but they are there, that is the time when we find them again. Anything and everything that we have lost has changed its form. And the moment we accept that, yes, like when we accept the new form, we find that back again. So yeah, so if this message is more of the hope, and the reason like why we have like the Queen of the Sun mentioned here, I believe is that we the light plays a really important role. The sunlight, right? Like it is full of wisdom and consciousness. So it's kind of like if we look at things in a new light, if we and light is also a representation of wisdom or a different perception. So darkness is basically when we are looking at something from just one perspective, and when we pour some more light in it, then we are able to see some more, see that thing from some more different angles or stories. So yeah, like that's one of the things that I can think of that I've lost and I found. The moment I accepted the transformation, like the new form of my mom, I just found her. The same is, I believe, like relevant for like so many other things, right? Like, so we have had like so many lifetimes, if you believe in having rebirth and stuff. We have had so many lifetimes, so much experience, so much wisdom. It's not totally lost. We can still access it. And I believe like this is another message from Mary Magdalene, because her teachings, which are really valuable, right? Her teachings might have lost because she is still not here. But we did end up finding like a lot of her teachings from the text we found in the Gospels and other ancient books and stuff. So it's a call for us to bring some light. So let's say whatever you have lost, right? Like if you have asked yourself while watching this video, okay, what is that one thing that surfaces that you have lost in this lifetime? And you have like a certain story attached to it, right? If you just write it down on a piece of paper that, hey, like I've lost this and this is how I feel. Now, if you imagine as if you are being filled up with the light of the sun, like the beautiful, soft light of the sun right now in your body, as if it's falling like a waterfall from the top of your head and covering like each and every cell of your body. And you ask that light to show you this loss from a different perspective for your highest good. And just keep writing and wait for what comes up. You will find out. You will not find out, but you will actually really find the thing that you have lost. If you accept the new form that comes up based on looking at that loss from a different perspective, if you know what I mean. So we lose like a lot of things, right? Like the list is endless. In a physical life, we lose in terms of our safety, like so many things happen. We lose people, like I said, we lose jobs, lose finances, wealth, confidence, connection with ourselves. So in terms of like all of these losses, the message is just to know that there's nothing that can be lost that cannot be found. We can still find it. It's a message of hope, really. And like a really practical one, not just like hope for the sake of hope, but like how I described how I lost my mom, but I found her again as soon as I accepted her new form, that from the physical realm she has moved to the energetic realm. She has left her physical body. Yes, she's not here in the physical world, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't exist anymore. She is in the energetic realm and very much in conversation with us, like how I explained the story of like how I explained how I spoke to this lady I met for the first time, and her daughter who passed away, she connected with me and I gave her the evidence and she did confirm all the evidence. And yeah, so from like when we have loss, right, like when we lose something, to when we find them again, like when we are ready to accept their new form, like this journey, like it really starts with mostly with resistance, some resistance towards the acceptance of the new form. And sometimes we might need like a lot of like signs, right? That, for example, yeah, I just feel like saying that the divine time plays a really important role in us accepting the new form of what we have lost. So it's important for us to be like really compassionate with ourselves in that journey. Not to push ourselves to accept, but to accept when we are ready. Because it's important to know that each and every part of us is valid. Like if there's a part of us that is saying like it doesn't agree with that, especially like when we have lost a loved one, it's really hard accept the separation in the physical realm. It's really hard for us to accept the new reality, and it is valid, right? It's all normal. So even if you're aware that the right way to go is to know that they have transformed to a new state, and the moment you will accept that new state, you will find them again. Even if you're aware of that reality, it is okay to go slow. Like there's no need to push yourself to go there. But what can really help is taking in as much light as possible and being curious. Also a little bit of faith in the magic, I believe. So in this card, you know how like you see this beautiful women. So that's goddess Isis. She is the queen of the sun, and she lost her husband. Like there's an ancient mythical story, or probably a reality that happened at that time, and now we hear it as a story that she lost her husband. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, but it's called Osiris, the god of sun. He was murdered, and like in that time, and even though he was, what she did was, because at that time people had like a lot of amazing techniques to work at like molecular or cellular level through energy healing. She found his pieces, and she had a son with him to continue his lineage. And I know it might seem like really odd, like how did that happen? But yeah, like in this, like in today's world, it might seem really odd, but we are actually going towards that time now where we are, where like one day very soon we will be able to do anything that we want with the power of intention. Like I would really appreciate like if you have any comments on the statement, what comes up for you, like what have you lost, and I'm more than happy to look at like feel free to comment below, and I'm more than happy to look at like the deeper insights on like how what you have lost has changed its form, and what does it mean for you, whether it's a friendship that you have lost, a relationship, a partner, a loved one that you have lost in life, a job, finances, self-worth, connection with yourself. What we are being guided towards is that it is still there. It has just changed its form. So if it can be, and it's hard, like there's no, like it's valid, like all the feelings that you're having or the resistance that you might be having towards why it happened, and like all sorts of emotions and questions and thoughts that you are having, like they're all valid. And it is important to have compassion for ourselves during this time. But what's important is to remain open and curious to the fact that it's not really lost. It has just changed its form. And if we can maintain this and be open to seeing at the situation from a different perspective, from a different light, we will soon find out the new form this lost thing that we think we have lost has taken. And the moment we accept the change of its form, we will find that again. Yeah, it's a very deep message actually. Thank you so much for your time on this. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I really appreciate it. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.